What is up, Broncos country? I'm your host, Dak. Welcome to the BuckEmPod, where if it ain't about the Broncos, buck 'em. We got a fun
Sure.
episode for you guys today. I am here with my girl, Jazz. We're going to be talking about Davis Webb's play calling that it has been announced. We're going to be talking about some unrestricted free agents and free agents the Denver Broncos should absolutely bring back. But first, how are you today, Josh? Thank you for joining me today.
Yeah, no, I'm doing good, Dak. It's always good just having these conversations with you, but I'm doing pretty okay. My family and I were going to a rodeo, so I'm getting ready for that, and it should be a lot of fun. What about yourself? How are you?
I'm feeling gravy. I got a fun weekend ahead of me. I
Nice.
gotta work, but it's still always fun, right? I
Hey,
love
at
what I
least you have a
do.
job, man. Like that's a
Yeah,
positive,
exactly.
right?
Got a very rewarding job. But what I would ask you this, and what I want to say to the viewers is, the news broke. What was it, Tuesday, that Davis Webb would be calling plays, and it was actually funny because the Bills general manager, uh, Brandon Bean, spilled the
You
beans,
spilled
right?
the
When
beans, right?
he
Yeah.
spilled the beans later on in a presser with in a presser with Sean Payton, he
Mhm.
confirmed it. We got it out of the horse's mouth directly that in fact Davis Webb would be calling plays. One
Mhm.
thing I would say is great coaches don't always have to play call. They can delegate if they
Yeah.
trust the right people. Davis Webb is that guy.
Yep.
I feel like this is the right move. And offensive improvement isn't just about player personnel. It's about elevating how the entire operation
Yeah.
functions as a unit. This is that move that maybe catapults us to higher ceilings, right? But tell me when the news broke how you felt.
Yeah, I was just waiting for them to announce it. I kinda already knew. Like I said, I felt very strongly that a Davis Webb would not be he wouldn't stay, just to not have, like, a bigger contribution to the Broncos, and so, I was very excited because this is very positive for the Broncos organization and especially the offense, right? However, I had some mixed feelings because I'm like, man, after this past season, he has some really big shoes to fill. And so there's a little bit of nervousness. I'm pretty sure that he's feeling nervous a little bit. And then also for myself, where I'm like, I'm hoping that he can really pull this off. Like it's going to be really hard to beat AFC Championship, right? So I think now that expectations have, increased here, he's going to have to get the ball rolling real early. And you know how Denver's Broncos country is like. We're not always the most patient fans. And
Yeah,
so, my only thing that I want to say to everyone in Broncos country is just give him a couple of games to find his sea legs. Like, he's sort of new to play calling. He doesn't have a lot of experience, so we need to just kind of expect a few bumps along the way. But I'm excited. What about you? How did you take it, Dak?
I'm pretty excited. I've been pretty high on Davis Webb, right? The
Mhm.
NFL was rightfully so, right? They understood the level of football IQ that Davis Webb has, right?
Yeah.
Across the NFL. It wasn't like this was by accident, right? The word got out how Davis Webb is, because he received a lot of interviews for offensive coordinator
Mhm.
positions, head
Head
coaching
coach.
positions.
Yep. Mhm.
Like he knew that this was coming, right? Obviously, because he chose to forgo the Raiders head coaching job opportunity to where I think a lot of people would have jumped at that, right?
Yeah.
As an
Yeah.
option because that's what you wanted to be ultimately in the NFL. But I think ultimately Davis Webb trusts the process here, and it's not like he was just handing out Uncrustables and Capri Suns on the sideline, right? Let's be real
Yeah.
here. He's been heavily involved in this offense. He's gotten to see Sean Payton,
Yeah.
um, the way he operates on a day-to-day basis. It's amazing that he has an opportunity to learn from the best, right? He's been with the organization 3 years already.
Mhm.
It's his
Yeah.
time to shine.
Yeah. I
Um,
agree.
what would you like to see a little better, maybe when it comes to play calling, out of Davis Webb, though, and then I'll touch on my thoughts.
Well, I'll talk about what I would like to see
Okay.
in like progression in regards to last season, right? So here are the things I think that Davis Webb can bring to the table. Um, number one, and then I want to talk about like some of the cons about this as well. But number one,
Okay.
so I feel like he's going to bring like a fresh offensive voice and creativity. So
Mm-hmm.
you know, we all know Webb used to play, and he's a very a quarterback centric, type of coach. And so I believe that his play calling is going to really be pivotal for for Bo. And I believe that he knows Bo's strengths. He already has that relationship with him, and so I believe that that partnership there, and just like his relationship with the rest of the offense, is going to all sync very, very nicely. It's going to be like a very smooth handoff because it's not like a new person just coming out of nowhere. They already have that familiarity with him, so that's
Mm-hmm.
great. And then he already has been like praised as a very sharp offensive mind, so that's good. And then I think so. I don't know if you recall this, but there are a couple of times where Bo would get very frustrated at Sean because he was, calling the plays in too late. Like Bo would be on the sideline, I mean, on the field, like, hey, like speed this up, hurry up. And I think now with Davis Webb, there'll be an increase in tempo and game rhythm, right?
Right.
So I think that was why this decision was made because Sean understood the need that, like, hey, this game is playing at a faster pace. We gotta make sure we're getting plays in faster. It's just better for the offense, and Bo really thrives off of that.
For
So
sure.
I think that's another reason why Webb is getting this opportunity, and I think that this keeps the offensive growth on track. I think that, we were talking about like Davis Webb, like leaving, but just having that continuity and again, just keeping him around, giving him the opportunity to grow under someone like a Sean Payton is going to be just incredible for his career, right? Because
Yeah.
he can take this, and even when Sean Payton is ready to, hang up the cleats, he can potentially just go into that head coaching position. So there's a lot of great things for Davis Webb, being the new play caller. But like I was saying, a couple of things that does worry me for Davis Webb is again the expectations are so high, Dak. Like you know, Broncos country, they don't want to see us going from the AFC championship to barely making the playoffs, right? They're going
Right.
to want to see just like just, more positive steps. And so that's one of the things where I'm just like, we'll just see how it goes. And then also, Sean Payton is a Hall of Fame coach. And so everyone knows the Sean Payton like system and identity. And so these are really, really big shoes to fill. So I feel like that's going to be one thing where if it doesn't go well, that's going to be held against him. But other than that, I think it's more good than that, Dak. I just feel that it's going to be a great step in the right direction for our offense. Fresher outlooks, fresher plays, more creativity, and all those like plays that we see other teams do where we're always jealous like man why can't our team do that, we're going to start seeing those creative and like just flash
Absolutely.
plays now. So I think like again this is going to be good for us.
Yeah, for sure. You nailed on a lot of points that I like. And it's not no knock on Sean Payton, right? I mean, it's some of
Mhm.
it was the personnel that he had at his
Yeah.
disposal, but it's like sometimes you needed to optimize what you had to the best of your ability. I feel like at times we weren't getting that, especially you saw the usage, the limited usage when I
Hmm.
talked about Evan Ingram. Now, do we see more of that? Do we see more usage with a Marvin Mims in this game? And you've nailed it on the head.
Yeah.
Like the thing with Davis Webb is he's a quarterback, right? He's been in this league. He knows he's
Yeah.
close to uh, Bo Nix, but it's about modernizing the passing game,
Mhm.
getting the best out of your quarterback. Does he simplify things, right? Does he help
Yeah.
Bo Nix with maybe some pre-snap motion that we didn't really see a whole lot of
Mm,
to diagnose the coverage? You simplify the play calls maybe to get they play in quicker so that Bo
exactly.
can see the defense, right?
Mhm.
And I would like to see a lot more play action and some RPO elements to simplify
Yeah.
the reads for Bo Nix.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I would
Yeah.
also like to see maybe some more up tempo.
Yep.
Yeah, there's just a lot across the board that I think will be that we can see as improvements for Bo Nix, maybe. And he'll have a lot to say if he hasn't already with the player personnel, right? The way
Mhm.
he tailors this offense to Bo's strengths, some of the playmakers that maybe we bring in. And Sean Payton has said, like, he's still going to be a part of the operation.
Of
I know a lot
course.
of fans or maybe have concerns, maybe because this is a gamble. But what
Mhm.
I would say is Sean Payton is still going to be involved. It's not like Davis Webb is going to be on an island calling plays.
No,
Sean
no, no.
Payton's still the head coach. He's
Yeah.
still the head coach. And if there's something maybe that Davis Webb is seeing differently, maybe that he has a question about, well, guess what? Hey, how do you feel about this type of thing, right? Like,
Mhm.
so it's not like he's on an island. I think the gamble that you would take is if you don't make any changes like this, and you run into middle of the pack offense again, and then you're like, dang, you know what I mean? We could have made this change earlier before the season. So I'm excited about this. A lot of fans are iffy on it, right? Because it's an unknown commodity, right? When there's uncertainty, it kind of raises questions. But this is going to be exciting. I think we're going to see a different product on the field. I think when it comes to the operation itself.
Yeah, same. And I'm actually excited for Sean too because I know that it took a lot of just like for Sean to swallow his pride and a little bit of, ego to just say, you know what, I think that this is the best decision for the team. This is not about me, it's bigger than me. And so for him to, give over, something he's been doing for a lot of years, I know it was really hard, but kudos to him because now he gets to focus on like the bigger picture. And he can
Yeah.
concentrate on like the overall game plan management,
Hmm.
clock
Hmm.
management, all sorts of team challenges and flows, of the team. So he's going to be able to be better at those other things now that he's taken that weight off his shoulders and he's handed over the keys to Davis Webb. But to your point, there's no way that Sean's not going to be involved in some way. Again,
Yeah.
I'm still looking at this as like a mentor like type of opportunity where you're getting to learn from one of the best offensive minds, arguably in the league. And so, of course, Davis Webb is going to continue to lean on Sean in really critical moments. But again, I think this is going to be a really good. It's so crazy that we're here, Dak, because we went from just being like a bottom team to like, oh my god,
The
you kind of make
trajectory
me
is
hate,
nice.
kind of hate me,
Yes.
like, make me hate football. To okay, cool, we're making the playoffs, and now we're in
Yeah.
the AFC championship. So now with Sean Payton, just taking a step back in that way, it's like, man, this is something forward to look to, again for next season. So and one thing that you mentioned too, Dak, is just like our current receivers, like with Mims, I'll be interested to see what he does with him, maybe even Troy Franklin, and then Ingram. I kind of think like I would like for us to pause. Like I know I've been pounding the table for better receiving options, but I almost think like I would love to see how Webb is able to navigate, like, with the current talent that we have. I'm not
Yeah.
saying we still need to bring a wide receiver one on this team. You'll never
Of
get me to,
course.
like, not agree with that. What
Yeah.
I'm saying is it would be interesting to see what he can do with, like, a tight end,
Yeah, for
because
sure.
that's been a really big area, like, a weakness for us for a really long time, and so, um
Absolutely.
yeah, but,
It'll
I think
be
it's gonna
interesting
be
to
great.
see how he optimizes and maximizes this talent, for
Mhm.
sure in that room, in particular, utilizing the playmakers, because I know we got
Mhm.
some guys that could do something in this offense, right? It's not like
Oh,
they're a
yeah.
bunch of scrubs, on this team.
No, there
But what I would say is, man, I gotta commend Sean Payton for this. Maybe it was a difficult decision.
yeah.
He's um he's definitely talked highly of Davis Webb over the past few seasons since he first brought him in, right?
He said he was a
He
gift.
Yeah,
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 he called him a gift. That's cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, man, because somebody to give up play calling after 20 some years
Mm.
and then you're just handing it off, that just speaks volumes. So respect to Sean Payton for sure for this tough decision. But onward we go to maybe some free agents. When it comes to the Denver Broncos that could be hitting the market, restricted, unrestricted free agents.
Mhm.
Let's talk about that a little bit and kind of talk about some players who we would like to see back within this Denver Broncos roster. And let's
Mhm.
start off with some of our unrestricted free agents.
Yeah.
When I pull up this list, who are some names that you would like to have back on this roster?
If I if I could have any wish in the world and I could just get the players that I could get without any sort of like pushback, I would say JFM is the
Oh,
first one that jumps out to me. I mean, he ever since we got him, he has just been like so solid, for our defense. He's been a real game changer in my opinion, and it kind of sucks to lose him. I understand that we gave
mhm.
Malcolm Roach that contract, and that we're pretty okay there. But just having that aggressiveness like on that line, I feel is just like it's great. I really would hate to lose him. Um, Someone else that stands out to me is now I know that he's not a starting safety, but PJ Locke. I have
Yeah.
always liked
Yeah.
PJ Locke. I feel like he reminds me of like a Jaquan McMillan to where he seems to always make plays at the right times. He's a ball
Mhm.
hawk, and I would love if we can get him back. J.K. Dobbins, and you and I talked about this. It really just depends if what happens in free agency, like who we're able to like scoop up, and
Yeah.
if we're not able to, I would love for us to bring him back and draft. Well, I don't maybe not because the running back room isn't like that great right now, but it
Mhm.
would be better than not having anyone at all. So
True. True.
I'm cool with that. And then I'm cool with I'm cool with Michael Burton. I just kind of feel like he well, I'll back up. I know that he's
Okay.
more of a Sean Payton guy, and I know that Sean loves his fullbacks, but um, I don't know who our option would be if we don't have one. So I would
Yeah,
be okay.
maybe Adam Prentice, who filled in, I
That's
think.
right. That's right. Adam
Yeah,
Prentice,
and
you're
I think
absolutely
he
right.
might be on. Is he on the restricted? I don't see him on the restricted free agent
Yeah, no,
either.
he was pretty
I'll have to
solid.
back
Yeah,
it up.
solid.
But he would be a guy, yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Maybe Burton retires or something because he's dealt with a lot of injuries as well,
yeah,
right? It's hard for him to stay on the field. But
yeah, yeah.
let's transition over to some restricted free agents. I agree with you wholeheartedly about a lot of the players mentioned that you would bring back on that particular list, for sure.
This one's hard. Yeah.
What about the restricted free agents? I want Jaquan McMillan back in the Denver Broncos
Don't we
uh,
all?
locker room for sure.
Mhm.
Palcho is another guy that I think we need
Yep.
to have. Maybe he can be a starter this season.
Mhm.
If we move off of Ben Powers, um, and that's kind of it really on this restricted free agent list. If I'm
No, no,
being
that
honest.
no, like, that's it. Like, Jaquan, it's funny that you say that, like, in the beginning of last season, one of the questions was is like, who there's a your Mount Rushmore for current Broncos players, but who else is someone that, like, could almost make the list? And I said Jaquan McMillan because he every time that he's making plays, like, where it goes from, "Oh, snap, we're gonna lose this game," to, "Oh, we're about to win this game," right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Jaquan, I would love to have him back, and then also to your point, Palczewski, I would
Oh
like
yeah.
to have him back as well.
Me too. How would you feel about maybe bringing a Dondre Tillman back, the guy from UFL?
I
He's a
like
good
him.
rotational edge. How would you feel about maybe bringing him back or a Devon Key, who I think was an All Pro
All
for
pro.
for the
Yeah.
special teams, our special teams ace? Would like to bring him back too as well.
I'm one of those people of like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So
Yeah,
I would love to bring those guys back. To your point, Devin Key was very like in special teams, he was great.
yeah,
DeAndre Tillman, to your point, he was a really good rotational edge guy, and
yeah,
he made plays out like he's one of those people where um I feel like he was kind of like under the radar and we got a steal. So if we can
yeah.
keep him, I would love if we could do so, but I guess it depends on how it all shakes out.
Right, for sure. Man, but who are some players that you do not want back? Looking at this rush, give me just a couple names. You don't have to go through the whole
Um,
thing.
no, I know a lot of Broncos country loves Adam Troutman, but I think that that experiment is over. I think it's as over as Sean is no longer calling plays. Um,
I love you.
I little Jordan Humphrey.
Okay, over.
Hey, listen. And then I'll give you one more. Jaleel McLaughlin, man. I, I love the guy. I love the fire that he brings to the team. He's like a speedster, but he's so like one dimensional. When he's on the field, the defense knows what we're going to do with him, right? And so
Yeah.
I like him, but I think it's time. I think it's time to upgrade that running back room. What about you, though, Dad?
Yeah, time to upgrade that running back room for sure. A name that I would not be interested in bringing back would be Alex Singleton, but
Yeah,
it sounds like maybe are they really interested in bringing him back? Right? I don't know.
they better not
Um,
be.
I wouldn't be too thrilled with that. He got burned a lot in coverage.
Man,
But I would say I would be interested, and I'm sure this man is going to test his market, and maybe he's like, damn, the grass isn't all that green on that side of the NFL. maybe I want to come back to the Denver. Maybe I like the role that I was in.
Mhm.
Justin Sternad, he was the second um, inside linebacker with 5 sacks, had the second most sacks as an inside linebacker in the NFL.
Yeah.
He played a solid role. I would love to have him back in Denver. Maybe he does want a little bit more money. He wants a bigger role, but hey, like I said, if he doesn't like what's on the other side of the fence, hey, maybe he comes back to Denver.
I want to upgrade that room too.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry. So I'm with
absolutely.
you on the Alex Singleton. Like it's been nice. We appreciate your contributions, but I would love for us to just really explore the draft with and look for some solid inside linebackers or whatever free agency. But we need to upgrade that. I think. Let me know if I'm wrong, Dak. But who had the most tackles on defense this year? I feel like I want to say it was like Hufanga, was it?
I want to say so too, but let me pull that
Yeah,
up since we're on the.
anytime your safety has as many tackles as an inside linebacker, that is not great.
I know the season before we had Brandon Jones lead the Broncos in tackles, and that wasn't a good thing, right? Like,
Yeah, exactly. I mean, so that to me screams upgrade for that
mhm.
position. So yeah, I would not be mad if we did not
Alex
bring back Nod.
Singleton was the leading tackler for the Broncos.
Okay, who was number 2? I'm just curious who
Um,
the top 3 were.
let's see. I'm loading it up. Number two. Oh, they're gonna just play rough with me, huh? They're gonna.
Oh, it's okay.
It's running slow. I think on my
Okay,
end,
no
but
worries. Okay,
oh
so
yeah, but yeah, he was up there. I mean, he's a tackling machine. Make no
yeah.
mistake. But it's kind of like one of those things, like pros and cons. Like what do you want out of this guy, right? You know what he is, right? But are you willing to pay a premium for him, maybe for to bring him back?
Yeah, I'm tired of him looking like he's on ice skates out there on the field, right? Like it's geez, like it is it's one of those things to where I feel like offenses know that they can pick on our inside linebackers because we're
Hmm.
so weak there, and that's why I'm just like, again, we need to get some, like, dogs at that position.
I feel like
Um,
there's so many
so many
upgrades, right,
options.
available on the market.
That's
Why
why I'm like,
settle?
where do we like, so bringing back Alex Singleton solves for what? Because I agree he's a really good locker room guy, but are
Yeah,
we trying to we have a whole bunch of great locker room guys. We got Cortland Sutton, we have now Hufanga. We don't need everyone to be a locker room guy. So my thing is like, why don't we just bring in someone who's just good? Just
yeah,
can we just have
yeah.
someone who's just good for once, please?
Absolutely, I
So that's
agree.
kind of where I am.
And it seems like the Broncos have linebacker on the radar. A lot of the needs that we've talked about are on the radar, obviously, because they've brought it up at the combine, right? So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Hmm.
it's going to be interesting. Free agency, the legal tampering period starts March 9th. Buckle up, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're all locked in because it's about to go down.
Yep.
It's going to be a fun off season. But so far, it's been filled with storylines with great news from the Broncos. We'll see with when it comes to player personnel, what other stuff we fire up here in the Valley. But any final words for our viewers before we head on out?
Well, yes. My final comment is again, give Davis Webb time, guys. Like I don't
Yes.
think that we should expect game one for him to be the best offensive play caller in the league. Like we need to just give him time to just again get his footing. But
Mhm.
it's going to be positive. It's going to be a good move. So just know that. But that's it. That's all I have. What about
A
you?
star is about to be born in Denver. It's gonna be Davis Webb. We got to start from somewhere. Patience is a virtue, ladies and
Mhm.
gentlemen. But I would say this: don't expect Sean Payton to be in the NFL forever. Does he
I
become
know.
the future head coach in Denver? I know it's early. I'm just saying. Anyways, ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen,
Yeah,
this was a
do
fun
do
episode, a fun
more
discussion.
ourselves. Yeah, no, it was really cool. Always fun talking with you, Dak. It's always
Absolutely.
it's great just to pick your brain.
Absolutely. So I think this is it. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We have 341 subscribers. We're trying to get to 400, and we'll try to get to our next goal after that.
Yep.
But thank you guys for tuning in.
Yes,
Um,
thank you so
so
much.
Thank you guys so much. And remember, if it ain't about the Broncos, buck 'em.
Bye,
Mile high salute, Broncos country. Have a good one.
everyone.